Hello students, today we will discuss GIT, gastrointestinal system symptoms. In normal health, there is some awareness of functioning of the gut. Example, thirst and hunger. These are the common symptoms and they are associated with, that means hunger is associated with epigastric discomfort. A dry mouth can suggest need for a drink. Swallowing is normally perceived. There is a temperature sensation in the upper and mid esophagus and as well as in the mouth. Vigorous peristaltic contractions in gut. The movement of gas and fluid in the gut are called borborygmy, and the experience of sensation of fullness in colon and rectum prior to defecation or during constipation and call for stool are all aspects of normal sensations in gut activity. Now we will see about common symptoms of GIT. The dysphagia. Dysphagia is awareness of something sticking in the throat or retrosternally during swallowing and is there is a pain as food or drink descend the esophagus. Dysphagia is often has a significant cause which can be malignant. Almost always it needs investigation. An esophageal or upper gastric carcinoma usually present with dysphagia. The dysphagia for solids first, then progressively, quickly to the liquids also, and it accompanies by weight loss. The beginning of stricture may follow the same pattern but much less rapidly. Third, neurologic dysphagia may present with greater difficulty in swallowing. These difficulty in swallowing is for liquids than for solids. Sometimes it is associated with aspiration or coughing. Then odynophagia, that means pain during swallowing, may indicate infection of the esophageal mucosa. Classical infection, that is classically Candida esophagitis, it is associated with HIV infection. This is about the dysphagia. Then second is heartburn. This is due to acid reflux, that acid reflux from stomach into esophagus. It causes pain in epigastrium, retrosternally and in the neck. It is occasionally difficult to distinguish from angina pectoris and may cause atypical chest pain in various sites. It occurs particularly at night, that means heartburn occurs particularly at night when the patient lies flat in the bed or after bending or stooping when abdominal pressure is increased. The alcohol often induces heartburn. Then third, reflux. The reflux is a symptom that occurs when acid or bile regurgitates into the mouth. It causes acid causes bitter taste and disagreeable sensations. Then indigestion or dyspepsia. The dyspepsia is mechanical term for indigestion. A symptom that includes indigestion includes pain in the epigastric region, heartburn, distension, nausea, and acid feeling occurring after eating or drinking. H. pylori, Helicobacter infection, peptic ulceration, acid reflux, occasionally GI malignancy. In many patients, these may be the causes. Then we will see flatulence. Flatulence described as excessive wind It is associated with belching, abdominal distension, and the passage of flatus per rectum. It is due to excessive swallowed air. In some patients, it is clearly related to certain food such as vegetables. Now we will see about the vomiting. The vomiting is a neurogenic response. It is triggered by chemoreceptors in the brainstem or reflexly through irritation of the stomach. Vomiting consists of a phase of nausea followed by hyperventilation, pallor, sweating, and hypersalivation. Now we will see about the common symptom anorexia. This term refers to loss of appetite. Anorexia means loss of appetite. Although some patients with GI disease have an appetite for food but feel full after just a few mouthfuls, it often indicates important pathology particular to the upper GI tract. Then we will see about constipation. The frequency of bowel action varies greatly from person to person. Constipation is a subjective complaint. The diarrhea is also a subjective, but regular passage of more than 3 stools per day or passage of large amount of stool, that is more than 300 gram per day, can be called as diarrhea. It is common as a result of dietary indiscrimination or from viral bacterial infection. Chronic diarrhea should raise the possibility of inflammatory bowel disease or malabsorption with steatorrhea. The steatorrhea is passage of pale, bulky stools containing excess of fats that commonly float in the water and are difficult to flush away. Then we will see about the abdominal pain. The abdominal pain is a common symptom that often accompanies serious diagnosis but frequently has no definable cause. It is important to characterize its site, intensity, character, areas of radiation, duration, frequency, together with aggravating and relieving factors and associated features. These, when described as colicky, the pain is coming in the waves, that means it is colicky. These waves are more frequent in pain from gut but vary over a longer period when pain is from the biliary or renal tract. Then we will see about abdominal distension. The abdominal distension has many causes which include flatus, fluid that is ascites or ovarian cyst, pregnancy, marked enlargement of the major organ is sometimes noted by patient as the presence of large mass lesion. Then weight loss. The weight loss may be due to lack of food intake or anorexia, dysphagia, vomiting, or it may be due to malabsorption of the nutrients, or it may be due to systemic effect of important diseases such as cancer within or outside the GIT tract. Then it may be due to inflammatory bowel disease or chronic infection such as tuberculosis. That means it is due to chronic infection like tuberculosis, chronic inflammatory bowel disease, systemic disease like cancer within or out of GI tract. Then we will see hematemesis. Hematemesis results from bleeding in the upper GI tract. This bleeding is above duodenojejunal flexure. It causes vomiting of the blood that lies in gastric juice for a while turns black and vomited, then it may look like ground coffee. Then we will say about melena. The melena describes altered blood that has passed through significant length of GI tract and looks like jet black tarry, and it has got characteristic smell. It should indicate bleeding above ileocecal valve, but occasionally may originate in right colon. Then we will see about the rectal bleeding. If the blood is bright red, separate from the stool, or just on the toilet paper with this, it usually indicate source in the sigmoid colon, rectum, or anal canal. Hemorrhoids being a commonest cause. If darker red and mixed with stool, this usually indicates source above the rectum, of which carcinoma is the most important cause. Large number of rectal bleeding in ill patient can have upper GI source. Then jaundice. Jaundice implies disease of liver or biliary tract, although it may also occur from excessive hemolysis. It causes yellowness of the skin and conjunctiva and may be associated with cutaneous or systemic features of liver disease, often with dark urine. Then we will see the characteristics of abdominal pain. The characteristics of the pain of peptic ulcer. This is in region, that is, it is located epigastric region. It is peptic ulcer pain in epigastric region. It is burning type and it radiates to back. It is meal related, wakes the patient, and it is relieved by antacid. Now we will see about the gastric cancer. The pain is located in epigastric region. It is severe, partly meal related, and gastric cancer pain is not relieved by antacid. Then we will see the pancreatic characteristic of pancreatic pain. The pancreatic pain is located in high epigastric region. It is severe. It is felt front to back immediately after eating, and it is relieved by sitting forward. Now we will see midgut. The pain characteristic of pain originating from midgut is it is located periumbilically. It is colicky. It has got some relation to the meals. Characteristic of lower gut pain, it is periumbilical. It is also periumbilical or supraumbilical. It is colicky. Some relief from bowel action. Now we will see the characteristic of biliary pain. This pain is located in right upper quadrant. It is severe. It is colicky, but over a long time of period, it radiates to right shoulder. It is accompanied by nausea. Then renal colic. Renal colic located loin to groin. It is colicky, where colicky very severe. It is accompanied by nausea. Then functional pain. The characteristic is it is located anywhere in the abdomen. It is colicky. It is accompanied by bloating. It is relieved by bowel action. Thank you.